That's forever oil.
Alright. That's giving me some chemistry. So what do you think the first thing it takes is satisfaction? What do you mean by that? So to have a breakthrough, if you're satisfied, is that going to make a fucking change? Is it? How? Exactly. And you get confidence, success training. Yeah, you get results and so on. What about the second one? Dissatisfaction.
Doing the wrong thing.
Yep.
Heading in the wrong direction.
So pain, you don't have the money, you don't have part of doing the fucking head in, you just don't like, you're not contributing any of the above, yeah? So unfortunately, dissatisfaction is, it becomes, or number three, it becomes a threshold, change becomes a must, and that's normally pain. And that's one thing I really, I was really motivated in a lot of pain, and it was just, it wasn't good. For you to get motivated in pain, you're fucking, but yeah, that's how bad it was, you know what I mean? Like, as you can see the room, when I do that, that's negative, that's positive, if you guys haven't noticed. So, it's just shit. Because by the time you even get, you could have done something, got off your fucking ass, and stop being lazy here, and by the time you get to your goal, it would have taken you a lot less, yeah? But some people are so far in that, by the time they're here, it becomes really hard, the resistance, and you shouldn't be getting motivated. Like, you go there, you stop smoking when you've got lung cancer, and you've got like a fucking year to live. Or you're looking up at the hospital bed, because you've got, whatever, drug overdose or you're overweight, let's get motivated then. That's fun. But my uncle's dying of cancer, and I don't understand this. So my uncle died of cancer from cigarettes, smoking, lung cancer. Now he's dying, and now why he's fucking dying, he's smoking. He never used to smoke. But why he's dying, he goes, it takes off the pain. I said, I'll give you a couple around the head, don't take off the pain. You know what I mean? I'm like, it was just so stupid. I don't understand people, or someone goes on, they're looking up, they're overweight or anything, or someone leaves and they go, oh fuck, I need to do something. It's not the time you need to do that. So I want to keep everyone safe. Like, get motivated when you're rocking it. Okay, I've got to that point. Like, you look at the Cougars, yeah? They're motivated in pleasure. They retired 15 years ago. They're billionaires, but they're working harder than ever because they're giving back. Because they don't need to worry about, you don't need to worry about yourself. When you don't have to worry about yourself, bills, time, health, whatever, you can give to your family and then you can give to others. And then you've got that feel, you know what I mean? Because you are sorted, you are settled, you don't need to worry about stress, you don't need to go to work, that's all fucking happen. Then you can just worry about, being that leader provider.
So complacency part of it, like as pain as well.
Yep.
So obviously complacency can breed pain because you get so complacent with it that you don't realise shit's happening until...
Yes, yeah. That's so true. When you mean complacency as well, do you mean by it's just
thinking you're happy, thinking you're good? Like, I'm good here. It's all good.
It's so funny the way the universe works, and maybe that's just a different awareness. Is that I may even know Regan and I, because we do a lot of things together, but different. But like we work together, we throw ideas, and we work as a team. But then we have our different empires. The universe will throw us like a curveball, even like what even happened with Beast Night. It's just like, okay, we're sort of, we're good people, going good, but then that rattled you. Like, okay, think of a new strategy to get stronger now. Or when we came back from Vegas, I remember we went to Vegas, and not the last time, but the time before that, we came back, and I tell you what, okay, it got rattled, but it brought us to be stronger. Then after we got through it, just everything just went boom. It's like that complacency, but we got challenged. It's with clients. Okay, what's a way to look at that? If you don't focus on it and look at the positive and take away from it, everything's a lesson. Even someone passing away, it's a fucking lesson. If you look at it as a negative, then you're going to lose the magic of it. Anything happening. So you really want to shift that mindset. It's not like people go, oh, but you're brainwashing yourself. You're faking it towards your making. You're not doing that at all. You're finding there's a lesson in fucking absolutely everything. You always can grow from there. Always find the winning strategy. So what you guys have done through us being on the same journey. Fourth is you get an insight that creates an opening. So you say, well, geez, that's all right, and that person seems to be growing. Let me give this a bit of a taste test. Fuck, I like it, yeah? So then the fifth is what you've done. You've stepped up and you've gone through the door. So you've given it a go. Because I remember when we first met. Remember when we first met in Hammerhead in Bali? Yep. And you actually came up and you said, so you guys get into a beast mode, and I said, yeah, and then I think you knew some similar people. Yeah. Then we stayed in touch, and then we saw each other at celebration. Yeah. And then it was just like, you know, it's like, oh, why don't you give it a go? And I remember when you really believe, that's when your fucking everything changed. You know, you're right. You know, it was just this fucking switch. It was just like, you know what, I'm going to actually give this a go. You gave it a crack. And then boom. Like,
Yeah, I was kind of thrown in the deep end when you threw us in the lead program as well. You know, it was nothing that I expected. You know, I thought, a few videos should be right. And then the sink or swim, and that made me.
So that's honourable. I wish fucking everyone had that mentality. Like you guys are sitting here, you have. I know some of you could have done it a little bit better, but even like I'll be honest with you, like the way you lead, the way Lee leads, this consistency, you're getting better. Like the way you've come through now, Matt, is fucking fantastic. And people, you gave these birds that are fucking good, man. They just keep them going, you know. But the whole thing about the lead program is it's the consistency about showing up. It's got nothing to do, maybe the way we've led it, with well, you fucking have to do it, and if you don't do it, you're going to be out. But it's to a point where, okay, look, now this is me growing as well. This is me looking for, not getting complacent, looking for a different way to evolve. It's okay, if you don't want to grow, then you don't want to grow. You're wasting your energy, your life, time, and money. But this is proven. The people that don't get caught up to that, you just have to say, well, that's your mindset. Obviously, you don't want it bad enough. It's proven, just doing a lead program, the SP, it's going to add massive amounts of value to my life. The reason why, what people don't understand is my fucking life was fucked up. Very, very bad, fucked up. I used to do some really bad things, I used to be involved with a lot of bad people. And what I've taught you is what changed my life. So what you're going to hear me do tomorrow, and I didn't want to waste, is a lot of pre-frames about what I teach. None of it is truth or false. All I know is about it's changed my life, yeah? And that's why, again, because I don't want to keep lapping over the pre-frames and everything. I want to give you guys you're going to learn a lot more stuff tomorrow as well. So all the stuff is trial and error. I like to work it out. I discover the path. And oh yeah, look guys, I can actually literally talk about that. But if I'm like making up, oh hey guys, I'm going to tell you how to make fucking $100 million in a week, that's bullshit. I'm going to do what I know how to do first, and I'm going to do the mindset, how you have to show up every day. And you probably notice with me a lot, I'm very honest about, but I'll tell you where I do fuck up. And some people go, geez, shouldn't eat a dirty laundry out. Why? Why? I've got results, I've got fucking amazing results, but I fuck up as well. You know what I mean? We all fuck up. But it's just a person like, well, no, I'm an expert and I'm full of shit and, you know, and nothing goes wrong and I wake up always on a fucking royal fat and, you know, I say everything right to people and, you know, everything is perfect and I dot the fucking I's and cross the T's and that's bullshit. You know, even Tony Robbins gets up and he goes, he has bad days. I remember this is the thing that really fucking humbled me with him. We're in Singapore and he was talking about a business partner. Pretty much basically exactly what happened with us, but obviously they weren't my business partners. And they went and done a fucking dirty on Tony Robbins, and then they went to say they put out this big thing in America, something to do with his show, and he wasn't even going to show up. But he goes, I didn't even know that was going to happen. So then he got fined, and he goes, hold on a second, I didn't say that I was going to go over to Japan and do that. So the guy took the money, and Tony Robbins got fucking fined. And then he goes, man, I wanted to kill this motherfucker. You know, he's a big dude, and he's huge. If you see Tony Robbins, the way he talks, oh, I want to kill this motherfucker. And then someone knows he was talking about getting into state, and someone from the crowd goes, why did you get into state? Why did you live at cause? Why did you let it affect you? And he goes, I'll fucking put you into state. He goes, I only get into state for people that fucking deserve it. And which is true. You know, someone comes and slaps you in the face, you go, oh, but not because of self-development and, you know, hold on a second. That's the way you let it affect you as well. And let's be smart. You know, if someone's going to be stupid to you or do whatever, you know, let's not only say, oh, let it affect me. No, you don't want to live out the effect and let it do that. But it was sort of you know, the fucking cream of the king of self-development says, hey, I still want to crush that motherfucker. But, you know, he wouldn't have done it because it's a waste of energy and stuff like that. You know, but it's good to see people that we do fuck up. You know, we do cry, we do burn. You know, people fuck behind closed doors. And I think that's a vulnerability of being real as well. And you know, being able to, you know, when you are leading people as well, having the vulnerability of being real, not focusing on the bad things, but teaching people from it, if that makes sense. Because, you know, there's times you can sit there and complain, oh, fucking, my life is shit, and this person, that's just fucking whinging. But if you say, hey, this fucked up, make sure it doesn't happen again, and how can we move forward from it? Yeah? Pardon? Yeah.
Not bad experience, an experience where learning the hypothesis hasn't carried out correctly.
Yeah.
So it's a lesson. Yeah. And that, I mean, it's a good thing. If everyone, like you said, you're airing your dirty laundry, you're not. You're just fronting up and saying, we've stuffed up. There might be one person out there who goes, fuck, I'm doing exactly the same thing. Yeah. And I can see how this is going to end, and they knock it on the head right there and then. Yeah. So
It's like a daddy debrief, like the way I look at it, but it's like a life debrief. You focus on, okay, where I fucked up, because you know what we like to do, people, I don't want to think about the past. Yeah, I know you don't, but if you fucking go in there and you know that past's you're going to hit a wall, and you don't focus on it, you're going to hit the wall. That's why at least if you know where you're fucking up, you give the correct method, and then you know where you're going wrong. You know, some people, you know, just say if you're overweight, I'll get to the gym. And you give it a little bit of thought, then your kids and family, and before you know it, you're busy, you're going to a fucking job, 30 years down the track, you're obese. Yeah? And, oh fuck, I better do something because, you know, I'm getting awareness to it because I've got diabetes or something. Or, you know, you're not being that leader for your partner, whatever, before you know, oh, it's another day, it's alright, I'll get over it, it's not that painful, it's not that painful, it's that painful. Before you get to it, fuck, everyone's left you. And that's what happens because you haven't put enough focus on it. You haven't sit there, okay, how can I fucking fix it? What is the learning to take away from it? Boom, 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 boom. You know? So, it's similar like you told me about your story. It was like, you because it was just like a habit, you were doing what you were doing, and then you go, fuck, I just realised it. Then you put enough focus, attention, and belief, and you start changing your life. That's what it's about. Alright, so, what is the triple S? What are the 3 trigger elements to breakthrough?
Strategies, on
Story and state.
First, I'll tell you what a breakthrough is. This is in my words. So, it is a moment when everything changes. When what seems impossible suddenly becomes possible, and you no longer settle for anything less than extraordinary. Alright? I want you to write that down. Even if someone want to write it on the board. Even if you just slip in that. Sure. Wait for my business. So it's when something impossible seems possible, and you don't settle for anything but extraordinary. So the reason why I added this as well, and obviously you would have approached this in some of the webinars I've done with the beast then, because how you guys are learning it, when you're learning it here, you know, there's no escape. You want to make sure people are writing the right things. You want to make sure people are understanding it to their best ability.
And something impossible becomes possible. And
He's got to write it. So this simple but yet effective, breakthrough element is huge. You can apply it into every part of your life: training, sex, wealth, relationships. It's a moment when everything changes, when what seemed impossible suddenly becomes possible, and you no longer settle for anything but extraordinary. A lot of this stuff, people want to know quantum field, they want to know NLP, they want to know fucking all this whiz-bang, all this mastery stuff. But if you don't master the basics, the fundamentals, but I mean master it till you fucking know every little inch of it, then there's no point of knowing all that other stuff. You know the basics, just master the basics. Something simple, what's a breakthrough? Oh, well, let me guess. If you don't really know what it means, and it doesn't really get you excited or messing around, you're interested in making it up. Thank you, man.
My pleasure.
So you guys are going to teach what you think. So someone's going to get up and they're going to teach what's a strategy, what's a story, and what's a state. Where is Mr. Gordon? Alright, the leaders go first. Who wants to teach the class what's a strategy? Beautiful. Thanks, man.
That's it. I'm going to stand up here, Pete, so I can hear you, all right, man?
Yeah, no worries. Alright, strategy, that's your plan. So you've got a plan of attack on how you're going to accomplish your goal. And you break it down step by step. If you follow your steps, get to where you want to go.
Hopefully.
Well, what steps? What? Okay. I'm missing it.
Keep going.
Yeah, better your plan, better your strategy, or definitely the results will be.
So would you say it's like a formula, yeah? Like if you want a maths equation, you need to know the formula. Or when you dial someone's number, if you put the numbers around the wrong way, you're not going to. That's not a proper strategy. But a strategy is the path. So it's the path, it's the thought patterns, the procedure, it's the actions, all of that for you to get your goal. That's why I was asking you. Like you're talking about where you want to go, but what's the strategy? If you don't have your strategy, the other two aren't gonna. They don't even exist. You can tell yourself a story, which you have been, and then that's going to lead to a state that's only 50%, which is exactly. So you're basically there. So what it is, I'll tell you, it's a better way to do something that changes the result overnight. So you having the right strategy, it's an instant change, yeah? So that's if you're not getting a massive instant change, then your strategy isn't strong enough. Most people think of success as simply a matter of finding the right strategy by itself. True? Exactly. So it's like, this is the example. So if you ever thought of making change from growing your business to shedding a few pounds, or a million strategies out there, some are good, some are bad, all claiming to be the answer, yeah? But all of the answers beg the question, if it's that easy, why isn't everyone doing it? So the physical and wealth. Strategies are an important part of success, but they're only 1/3 of the much bigger equation. The real problem is often found in the second element. Make sense? How's your story going? Thanks, man.
Work rate, work.
So my strategy, if I'm understanding this right, and I'm going to dive back into my 16-week challenge. My strategy was to complete that challenge, but the steps that I had implemented over the weeks, months, to eventually get me to that 16-week mark, I didn't succeed at. So I guess implementing the strategies to help me achieve those goals, to get to that end goal. Yeah.
Because people would this has happened. So you're teaching, because you thought you're teaching strategy, but you're actually teaching story for a reason. Because that way you're talking about it, your strategy for your thing, because you didn't have the right story, you knew what the strategy was to lose weight, but because you didn't have the right story, that's why you didn't apply your strategy. So how everything just works out perfect. Yeah. So you thought you were teaching your strategy, but you're actually teaching the story part. Yeah. And that's what the problem was. Yeah. You get it?
Yeah, it's
Popcorn.
You have the steps. You know what you need to do. So if I need to train 7 days, I'm going to take these supplements, I'm going to train to do this and that. I know the time. I'm like, you have the story, you step into that identity, form the strategy.
Now, if I have a plan with that too. So in the end game, if I have a plan fast.
And that is the story. You have to, okay, we've got to master that. And you can train with Alvin. And he knows all the steps to train, to do all that, the CrossFit, the diet. He lays it there for you. But if you don't have the right story, none of that shit's you're not going to apply yourself. You're going to even rock up to training and it's just going to fucking piss fart around,
So what should the story be?
Is that firstly that he wants it. He should feel that like he's excited about it. He's going to do it no matter what. He's done it, and it's more of a high energy excitement. It's that, you know, you're not doing it because of the 16-week challenge. That's just something to fucking keep people accountable.
Yeah.
You want to do it because you want to do it.
Creating an emotional connection.
Massively. If you don't have emotional connection, you never get it, because life's going to get hard. If you don't have the emotional connection, you're going to get knocked off your pedestal. But if I said you stand between, imagine this, if I said you stand between me and me hurting your daughters, are you going to have emotional connection to that? You'd break my, you know, you'd break me in half. So that's how you have to stand with your goals.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how you have to think about it.
It's just like you said, it's the last thing you've got to see, hear, and feel in order to reach that goal.
Getting it now.
Yeah. So it's that story, you know. Think about that. Even with some guys, they don't have any potential. They don't even look the part. They sort of think about it. How the fuck are they getting those girls? Because they tell themselves a story. How the fuck did, you know, Bill Gates? He looks like that. He looks like someone's crushed up bucket of crabs. And he
Bill's on the live feed, man.
Yeah. Come to the retreat, Bill.
It was only a reference. So, you know, you see that, and you're like, how the fuck, like, their potential's nowhere near it, but they tell themselves they've got the right story. So you've got the right story, they're just going to, you know, like Hitler and Napoleon. Like, look at them, look at those guys. If you saw them in the street, you'd laugh at them. But because they had the right story and they had the right, you know, then the strategy and their state was they're just fucking so in state and didn't care, they almost ruined the world.
Yeah.
So imagine that.
With their word.
One of the most influential men in history, wasn't Hitler?
That's
for that
it.
reason.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
commands. He knew exactly what he was after. He commands.
Yep. Reagan hated me using that.
Yeah.
Say marketing. Yeah. Yeah.
All the symbols, colours, the uniforms.
Yeah, you actually see the SS or whatever, the sports stick over here, but it's the Hindu ones. It's at the front, yeah. I never knew that. What the fuck's going on here? So how are you going to change your story? The story that we're going to see.
And we're going to change the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've changed it. I'm visualising that end goal. Like I said, I'm going to make that emotional connection with it.
Massive emotional connection.
Yeah, and I guess it's when I'm at the gym too, just visualising how I'm going to be.
That's all going to be in your results creator too.
Yeah.
I know I don't put anywhere near the effort that I need to be to visualise, hear, see, and feel. You know, every muscle fibre is going to be fucking stretched to its limit. You know, things like that we put into our results creator on. You know, planning, being ahead of our game on how we're going to feel to get that result. I think that's a massive part of it.
The story is the internal language that you tell yourself.
Yeah, and there's times at the gym where that internal language is good. So I'll have a solid workout, and I feel like, say I've done shoulders, and shoulders is a favourite workout. I'll go out of that gym, or while I'm in the gym, visualising my caps, grow, delts, everything, and then I'll walk out from field. I'll feel that pump. But other times, say if I'm doing legs, like I do legs, and I walk out, I don't visualise them grow.
What do you tell yourself walking into the gym?
That's what our important it is.
Sorry? That's the most important part.
Yeah.
You don't tell yourself the right thing walking into the gym, you don't get into your frame of mind.
Fucking right.
So like, I've got that good emotional connection with shoulders and chest, but not so much with legs. And that shows in my dex getting whatever it is. You know, they told me straight up. But upper body's good, lower body, you're unbalanced. You need to start working your lower body.
He's been just sitting there, and there we
I'll
go.
give you a tip. So when you're coming through, like I play college basketball, high level footy, one of the things that we got told to visualise, and I remember Michael Jordan, this was years ago, when he would visualise, and I was telling the boys to change up their training from just getting people into a gym, there was actually a test. So I can't remember what school it was. So there was a team that would go in there and train for 2 weeks. There was a team that would visualise and train, and then there was a team that just visualised. Which do you reckon got the most, the highest increase of their visualising training? So one of the things I think about even before I train, and I remember when I used to train a lot, I used to think about is me visualising the training, like knowing if I'm doing lat pull downs, how many I'm doing 4 sets of 12, and fucking visualising each bit, like mind and muscle connection. Yeah. Visualising it, the pump that I'm going to get, how I'm going to fit, the sweating and that. When I go into the gym, I put my headphones on, I walk out of the gym not even remembering what I've fucking done. You go unconscious, like, so you know when you drive, and sometimes you'll be driving and you'll be dazed out. And how the fuck did I go there? You went through lights. There was, it's unconscious competence. You're in trance. So by you visualising in that, it's like you're doing the SP for your training. So the thing is, when you're visualising, if you do your SP so powerful, you can't wait to get into the gym. A lot of people say to me, they go, Lee, how can you, you do the big days, and then, this is when I was training twice a day, doing that training, looking at having that energy, like, what the fuck are you on? And I used to say, but my mind could see training, my mind can see, making sure I'm making, like, the guys will understand, you will know when you start doing the coaching calls, I never have notes. Like, I do a webinar that I'll talk about people's lives more than they know about their own lives without any notes. But it's the prep work. It's me thinking about their life and thinking about this and seeing it, visualizing it, manifesting it. Like our last webinar, I spoke for an hour and a bit. So without getting off the track, when you, with your training or anything that you want, if you paint that picture, it's like rehearsal. You're rehearsing it. You do, like all famous artists, you could say, they're artists, not paint artists, but artists, anything, or performers, yeah. So you do the rehearsal beforehand. You do the rehearsal of anything in your life, and then that's 80%, yeah. 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. So by you doing the rehearsal in the day and like seeing you training and the music, it's pumped. When you get there, there's not going to be I can't be fucked. I'm tired. I'm going to look around. Your mind's going to be so fixated on your training that your training's going to be amazing. And like what you're saying, once you get the results and you start doing, you're loving it, and it's going to be a vicious positive cycle. But if you don't, because if you had conditioning like, oh, I can't be fucked, I'm no good, what's this person thinking of me, oh, I'm tired, well, when I'm fucking starving, what time is it? If you have that, then what are you going to do? Remember, you have to program it here. Because the strategy is easy. You're going to train the rest of it, fucking 16-week challenge is quite laid out for you. But if you don't have that right story, that's not going to give you that state, it's going to give you the energy to perform. Make sense, yeah?
Yeah, definitely makes sense, yeah. And you don't want to waste your time.
Sorry?
You don't want to waste your time's valuable.
Yeah.
Now, if you go into the gym and you've only got 45 minutes, you want to use your 45 minutes and get
And now I think it's
maximum amount of
wasted
weight.
plenty of time.
Yeah. Playing full out of the gym.
Unfortunately, you just got to hear these things sometimes.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, it's exactly right.
You know it. All this we already know. We already knew all
Yeah.
this, but it needs to be laid out and verbally reiterated into your head.
Pretty much.
I'm no different
Yeah.
than you, man. Yeah. I'm sure we are, all are, to some extent.
Workouts for now, maybe about 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, same.
An hour and a half, rise around, stretch this, look at my hands.
Example, our back day is intense.
Yeah, it was.
And we just got in, got it done, got out.
I was surprised at how quick we did get that.
Yeah,
But it was
we're
solid.
fucking around. Yeah.
And knackered up.
Yeah. Because our energy was up because the brothers were together. It's like, let's go.
Yeah. And lifted more because I was training with
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
lift that
It's just
much.
like,
Lifted more.
this is how we're gonna play. We're play like this.
So how is your story different?
How's my story different now?
Yeah, when you train more, you get a better performance, like you get a better result. How do you sort of feel?
Well, now sort of understand, hearing what you're saying, and me thinking back at those times that I was training hard and I was in that state, I can see that I was in the state of, of visualising the areas I'm working and that growing, where at other times when I was procrastinating and just piss farting around, I didn't
What's
achieve
the internal language? Like tell me the strategy.
Internal.
What does it sound like in your head?
when I'm doing that session.
Or anytime.
Or I'll use those examples if we're going on about workouts, but I'll be going through that rep range and just visualising each muscle, like contracting and expanding each time, and that growing at that time. So,
Are you saying good things for yourself and enjoying that?
well, I'll use the shoulders. I enjoy shoulders, so to know that I've got that pump after, and just stand there in front of the mirror. I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the smallest guy, but I can see that change. Yeah. So that for me, it satisfies me. Yeah, in itself.
It's a positive story.
It's a positive story.
Yeah, you're enjoying it, you're loving it, you probably most people won't be consciously aware of the story when they come themselves. But it's normally like if you like something, or if you're positive or you want to do that, what you're telling yourself, it's done, I'll achieve it, I'm fucking mad, I can't wait till to get to the gym, I've got high energy. You're probably not saying those words, but the story is belief. That's what basically the story is, the belief. And then the state, which someone wants to in a moment can get up and elaborate on it. But it's like strategy is the steps, it's the formula, it's the technique. Yeah. If I want to shoot a 3-pointer playing basketball, I can't just sit there if I don't know how to fucking shoot. But I'm gonna have the right story. Yeah, that's it. I can see it. The ball's not gonna pick itself up and go in the ring. You know what I mean? There needs to be a formula. There needs to be a technique. But if I don't have it, I'm not going to do it. It's too far. I can't get it. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. It just hits the floor. Yeah.
So Jeff, what did leaders say?
Sorry.
What did leaders say?
He was talking about the guy taking the shot, and if he doesn't have the right formula, he's not going to get the shot.
Man's a multitasker.
Man, I never used to be able to do any of that shit. This is all new to me. You got me on. It's all coming to me.
Maybe that's what's in the box.
Popcorn in the box. And fucking the ski lift.
So just say for your life, what are you going to start? What's the story you're going to start telling yourself again?
I've already achieved those goals.
Yep.
Yeah. Not just working out.
Exactly what
My
my
life
goal
goals.
is.
Where I want to move with my family. What we want to achieve as a family, and what I want to leave. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, all of that. It's and I'll keep going on about it. It's me standing with posture and leading my family, bringing them on that journey. We'll have what we all desire. I'll just be setting those new goals to get there.
So you almost think about you do break it down on that. We look to what we want, change this, new house with this, blah blah blah. But if you don't break it down and know exactly what you're going to tell yourself each day, and put it into a structured system, you're making it up. And that's why I keep asking you guys not to fucking put anyone out. What is it? Tell me, teach you. If you can't teach me, you can't teach your fucking self. You know? So that's what story you're telling. What does the strategy look like? How do you get that?
It's not just me, not just my strategy, but enabling Sonia to help her achieve hers as well. I mean, I want to lead her with, or help lead her. She's a good leader in herself. But if I can get to a level that I'm with her or above, wherever, so we're on that playing field. So
I want Aaron's growth and from Nate getting out of the chair, they're going to tell you what this how the stories change. You're going to get up and play another.
Ooh, here we go. Good work, Matty.
So I want you to listen to about like this. What he's actually said. Yeah. So.
Vicky's on here too, man.
Hey babe. Alright, so how it's changed from the start, right? The story is tell myself I'm always going to be in a wheelchair. My legs are never going to work properly.
What did you name yourself?
I was the wheelchair guy, right? Straight up, I was the wheelchair guy. So anything to do with the wheelchair, that was me. That was it, right? That was my story. And you know, going through this, you know, everything that you guys are learning right now, you know, what do you do first? Strategy, right? So I had to get strong. I said, how do I get strong? I had to go to the gym. I had to start working on things to get my legs working, right? So starting off small, squatting with Elvin, you know, Steve, all the other boys, just little exercises here and there. I took that home. I upgraded. That was my strategy, just keep upgrading, pushing myself to that next level. The story I was telling myself, I stand with ease. Walking is enjoyable, and that's the key to this. You know, like every day, I walk out with power. I'm confident in every step I take. I have a skip in my step, and I'm happy to be doing it. You know,
That's not going to give you that story.
That's the story of my life, right? The strategy is getting stronger every day, and the final one is steak, right? If I can look at me, I'm happy as fuck. I'm proud of myself, you know. Like I feel it in here, and I get into the gym. I go like at home, like I sit on the couch and I practice standing up. Like, you know, I'm like a bee's dick off, like doing a squat without assistance, you know, like, and I'm fucking over the moon about that. You know, haven't got it yet, but you know, I'm getting there.
It's
you know, I keep telling myself it's on its way. It's on its way.
Coming this week, man.
Yeah, well, that's.
I've seen it.
Oh, yeah, well, me too. So, yeah, I want to do it without using my hands.
So to help you understand that, our stories are personal narrating. So what we narrate, it often keeps us from finding the keys, and it can help us be most effective to transform the quality of our lives.
We all have stories about why we cannot achieve something. When you change your story, you change your life. Yeah? People who succeed don't develop stories about why they can't do something. Their stories will approve their goals, and their stories are always why they can achieve their goal, and so on. With an empowering story, individuals tend to find effective strategies. So again, if you've got the right story, you're going to find the correct strategy. So it's like you're basically leapfrogging it. To get the empowering story, however, you have to deal with the final most important element of them all. The state. So who wants to elaborate on the state?
Oh, look, in state right there.
Lee, how do you say that?
Well done, mate. That was awesome, bro. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes.
I'll give it a crack. State. I think a state is posture. So I've told myself, I've got my strategy, I've got my story. A state is the switch that gets flicked. So how I present myself, how I show up on the day, how I show up every time I need to do to be a task. The gym's a classic one. I'm really good at getting into state at the gym. I have issues in other areas, but you know, strategy is go. It's leg day. The story is it's not going to hurt. I've already got it worked out in my mind. Get in there, and the whole state is I'm here now. I'm going to, you know, what am I going to do? It's going to hurt, but the hurt's not going to matter because it's a good pain and it's leading towards something successful. And dominate it. You know, what did Arnie say best? You've got to make the pop. But that's a state there, you know. And the same thing with life. You know, I'm still working on this, but it's about making that story pliable by becoming the person you need to be to make the story and the strategy work. That's my take.
Yeah. Right. And that
Yeah, well done, Lee. Well done.
Alright, emotional states. We're either in a shitty state or we're in an empowered state. So, it all starts with what you're focusing on, yeah? So if you're in a shit state, are you focusing on your resistance? Are you focusing on lack? What's missing? And then secondly, what is your internal language? How are you talking to yourself? That really comes down to what you're focusing on. So if you're in a shit state, you need to shift your focus onto the positive and start telling yourself a better story about what it is you're focusing on. And then the final bit of our state is our physiology. So if we've got a bad focus, telling ourselves a shit story, then it's going to come out in our posture, in our physiology. So if we start shifting our focus, start focusing on abundance, what we do have, maybe we start telling ourselves what we're grateful for, and we're going to change our physiology. Another way, if you can't shift your focus, is to go and move. Shift your physiology, get your momentum going, get your energy, your internal energy flowing. So then from that, you start telling yourself a different story, and then you start to shift your focus on what you can change, not the resistance. It's when we're trying to change something in our lives or we're trying to achieve a goal, we need to go through a process. Through that process, we've got to come up against resistance. It's how we react to this resistance that's really going to determine whether we achieve it or not. So if we meet resistance with resistance, we're going to go nowhere. If we meet resistance with an empowered state, a loving state, we're going to move through that resistance. We're going to grow through that resistance, make the change, achieve our goals. Yeah. Emotional states.
That's better than my one. My one's like...
You might have to change that page.
The psychology, the emotional state that we're in at any moment, time tends to shape our story. We develop emotional patterns and moods that filter how we look at our lives. The state we go into most of the time is the most powerful filter. The filter determines whether or not, exactly what he was saying, whether or not we find the strategies necessary to succeed and whether or not we come up with the story that will empower us. Yeah? Only after your state and story truly align, your desired outcomes can be identified with the strategies that make the decision that will lead you to success.
One moment is all it takes. With a new state, a new story, and a new strategy, your life will never be the same. Create your breakthrough now.
Well done.
All right, so we're going to put that into a physical, tangible play out. And obviously, we're not breaking boards. We're breaking through. Remember, all the physical applications we do throughout these days, it's got nothing to do with physical applications. It's got to do with the strategies. It's got to do with the stories. It's got to do with the states. All right. But obviously, we will do some physical application because that's how you're going to see more people are visual. They need to move through it. They need to hear it. They need to feel it. Yeah. So let's go outside. We're going to get
Go Gordo! Go Gordo!